Okay. Hello. My name is Maili, and I'm Azure DCM in Baltics. Today, together with Gabriele, we will walk you through about the Microsoft competencies update topic, and we will talk about benefits of achieving Microsoft competencies and some news and changes. First, let's remind how does Microsoft Partner Development Journey look like. When you want to start working with Microsoft, start selling Microsoft services and products, you need to register your company in Microsoft network, which is free, and you just need to complete your partner profile. Next step, for a small fee, you have an opportunity to get some small benefits. And then when you sell more Microsoft services and do some certification exams, you have opportunity to attain silver competency and then gold competency. And let's have a closer look what kind of benefits and requirements are connected to competencies. With silver and gold competencies, you will have internal use rights, and depending on competency. With gold, you will have 100 licenses per product. With silver, 25 licenses per product. And with gold, you will have 12K yearly Azure credit, with silver 6K. In addition, you will have unlimited technical pre-sales assistance, partner advisory hours, and incidents of support, product support. And of course, to attain competencies, there are some concrete certification requirements and also performance goals, which exact information, detailed information you can find from Partner Center based on every concrete competency. There are yearly fee, annual fee also. For silver competency, you need to pay $1,670. For gold, $4,730. And all competencies we are divided and aligned to specific areas of business. You can have an overview here and look it closer from Partner Center. So, and shortly, when you attain Microsoft competency, you will have following benefits. You can prove your knowledge and expertise. You will have internal use rights for your internal use. You will have technical partner support hours. Also, a very important topic is Microsoft incentives, which will be covered later on in more detailed from Jonas and Simas. You will have a chance to receive partner referrals and go-to-market marketing benefits, which we will cover soon as well. And so, encouraging you to do more with your competencies, go to Partner Center, find all information and resources what you will get, go to marketing resources and also internal use rights benefits. And now passing over to Gabriela to walk through go-to-market benefits.
Hi, everybody. And Maili, if you can please switch the slide. Thank you so much. So what Maili mentioned as one of the benefits of having a Microsoft competency is the partner go-to-market benefits. And what this really means is that it is the marketing resources for partners. We also feel that this is one of the things that is probably one of the least utilized by partners. And usually partners, they get the incentives when they have like a silver competency. They use the internal use rights for their own use of the software in the company. But when it comes to the marketing benefits, we see that a lot of partners are not using it. So I wanted to remind you what are the things that you get as part of that. So if you have a marketing person in your organization or somebody who is more like related to marketing, there is a lot of materials for you as a partner in general, let's say not specific to the product, but more, upskilling in terms of marketing and what is modern marketing and what is digital marketing and what are some successful, tips and things that Microsoft sees to do this modern marketing. So this can be a valuable, let's say, resource that is not product specific, but to upskill your company in terms of marketing. Another thing, if let's say if you're like a silver competency partner, you already also get a lot of materials for your sales training. So if you want to train your sales team internally, there are like telescripts and a lot of materials that are more related to the trainings of the salespeople that you can leverage. But another thing that is also important is that it includes a lot of assets for digital campaigns, to customer email templates. So if you're like thinking about running some kind of digital campaign or maybe just a newsletter to your customers, you can take whatever Microsoft already, built. Like if you take Azure or Microsoft 365, you take the templates and you can use it and customize it, translate if needed to your own local language and use the resources there. So Miley, next slide, please. Okay. So basically, just to summarize, you can go into the Partner Center for the go-to-market benefits, and you can actually find the go-to-market benefits available to you in this Partner Center. And from Partner Center, you would click activate some of the go-to-market benefits that you are more interested to explore. So I encourage you at least to take a look at it and leverage it. So moving on to the next slide, I wanted to just update you on what is changing in terms of Microsoft competencies. Next slide, Miley, please. So, due to the COVID, what Microsoft is also now doing for the partners, if your competency is expiring from January, let's say to June, Microsoft is extending your competency even if you are not meeting some of the requirements for competency. It will extend it to the next anniversary date that you have in 2022. So if you're, if you still need to go to the Partner Center to take some action and to pay the competency fee, but let's say if you're not meeting some of the requirements for your existing competency, Microsoft, because of COVID, and we know that the exams are not that easy to take if you want to go to like a learning center now. So Microsoft is extending it for a year. Next slide, please. And another thing that is also changing, which is not related to the pandemic, but just the way Microsoft in the future will look at the extending the competencies and the certifications. So now if you have a Microsoft certificate, it's valid for 2 years, your exam. Now, because we feel that the cloud technologies are evolving so fast that 2 years is already too long of the time for the exam to be valid. So what Microsoft is doing is that starting June, if you will go for like a new competency, a new exam, it will be valid only for 1 year instead of 2 years. And the thing is that what Microsoft is also making, it's going to be easier for you to renew your competency or your exam, I would say. That it will be, it's not going to be required for you to go to a test center to take your exam again, but you will have an online assessment that you will need to take it will be available 6 months prior to the expiration of your exam. And it's going to be all of the learning materials available for you online. And all you need to do is study the materials and take the assessment online, which is actually free of charge for the partners, and renew your exam for another year. And this will be needed to be done every single year going forward. So this is something that is changing, that Microsoft is changing starting June. Next slide, please, Miley. And here you can also, find, renewing a certification. What are the steps, let's say, needed at your end? And yes, that's all from our side. And as Miley said, I wanted to pass the floor to also to Jonas and Simas, who will introduce to you the Microsoft incentives and how to earn on actually on selling Microsoft solutions. And this is also a benefit that you get with the silver or gold competency. So thank you so much.
So hello there, guys. Well, thank you, Gabriela, for the presentation. Like she said, I'm Jonas Podžius. I'm the Microsoft Modern Workplace sales representative from the also side. And today I'll walk you through what are the Microsoft incentives. What is it, and how can you benefit from them? So in general, Microsoft incentives are just another word for a Microsoft rebate system. And there are two incentive types, and they are divided into two incentive types. The first type is the global incentives, which are managed and provided by the main Microsoft office, and the local ones, which are managed and provided by the local regional Microsoft office. And moving on, these global incentives are divided into several types, and they cover different parts of the Microsoft product ecosystem and have separate requirements to achieve them, to get them, and they are as follows. They are core, which covers modern work, Azure, business apps. We have customer ad campaigns, which cover only modern work and business applications. Global strategic product accelerators, which cover specific products from ranging from through the whole Microsoft ecosystem. We have Azure reservation consumption, which only relates to Azure. We have subscription software, which also covers specific products, product groups in the cloud marketplace. And now that we come to the actual numbers, at this point you can see the actual rate numbers for every type of Microsoft products at the basic level. All of the Microsoft CSP licenses are covered by some type of incentive, which are the core incentives, and they are calculated based on the total revenue you generate from the particular product group. And moving on, we see customer ad accelerators, which are only available for modern workplace. In other words, just to make it clear, modern workplace is Microsoft 365 related products and business applications. And they are not easy to acquire as core incentives because they have additional requirements for them to become active for a partner. Moving down, we can see global strategic tier 1 and tier 2. Global PSTN and conference accelerator incentives. And these incentives are unlocked by selling particular products, which we will be additionally incentivized by the rates shown and based on the revenue that particular product generates. And finally, we come to Azure reservation consumption and subscription software, which are two product groups that are separated from the list because they are calculated separately from all the products given in the list. And now to round this up, we have to talk about the earnings split that we see on the slide. In general, Microsoft incentives are split into two groups, which are 60% rebate, which is calculated monthly and paid out on the monthly basis, and co-op, which is 40% of the total sum, which is reserved for marketing and for marketing related activities, and should be claimed by doing marketing activities. Well, however, there are two things that you need to know about co-op funds. The first one is that Azure reservation consumption and subscription software are not affected by this. They are not divided into rebate and co-op. Everything you get as a rebate for those two. And secondly, yeah, the core part of incentives are calculated and paid out in semesters, which means that if you did not generate more than 4,000 US dollars in incentives in half a year in the core fund, Microsoft will not ask you to claim the core fund through marketing activities. If you did not go over 4,000 US dollars, you will, after half a year, all the money that you have earned in the core funds, Microsoft will just give you back with their rebate system. So yeah, and another important thing to mention is all the incentives have their effective dates. In general, it usually starts from October 1st and finishes at September 30. In our cases, it has started with these incentives have started on the 2020 and will finish on 2021. And now moving on, like I said before, not all of the incentives have the basic requirement of sell and generate revenue. One of the incentives which has particular requirements is the new customer ad accelerator. From this slide, we can see that, for example, if we want to earn the 10% rebate for the new customer we have added, we have to meet the threshold, which is in this case, the minimum of 250 US dollars generated monthly. At the moment, I'm talking about this incentive for modern workplace. Business applications have different thresholds. I'm giving this just an example. Yeah, and generated 250 US dollars generated the monthly revenue, and it has to be a new tenant for it to be applicable. And yeah, the validity period for this incentive is a bit different from the other ones, like I mentioned before. That we have this incentive is valid from October 1 to September 30. Like we saw in the previous slide, but there is one additional thing. If you add a new customer in this period, and he generates monthly revenue of 250 US dollars and more, you will for the next 12 months, you will get 10% back as incentives. The new customer just has to be registered in this period, and starting at that point when you registered it, the 12-month period starts to calculate. And like I said, there are also local incentives. And we finally come to them. Local CE incentives, which are they are calculated separately, and they are not affected by the global incentives we talked about previously. In general, this is a particular earning opportunity for partners, which is as follows in the slide. You can earn 200 euros for every new customer you add. The time scope that is calculated for this incentive is July 1st, 2020 to June 30, 2021. The minimum required amount of new clients added is 10, because you'd start getting the 200 euro incentive from the 11th added client. It takes 10 clients to unlock new clients to unlock this, and starting off from the 11th new client, you get for each new client you add, Microsoft will pay you out 200 euros for each new client added, and this has only one cap. It's the 20,000 US dollars cap. You can add as many as you like, but the payouts will stop at $20,000. So, how can I apply to get these incentives? The three things you really need to do is to be registered as a Microsoft partner in the Microsoft Partner Portal and gone through the steps to set up your account. You have to acquire a silver or gold partnership level with Microsoft, and finally acquire a Microsoft. You could say before becoming a silver partner, you must acquire Microsoft competency required for the particular incentive you are going for. And not all competencies cover every incentive. So in general, If you have a competency for a modern workplace, it will only cover the modern workplace incentives. If you have a competency for business applications, it will only unlock you the business applications incentives. And with that, I'd like to thank you, and I leave you here. I give the word to Simas, who will show you how does this translate into actual numbers. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Jonas, for presenting the incentive rates. Let me just pick up my screen again. In this part of the session, I am going to present you the value, the monetary value of the incentives, to show you how to make more money, how to incorporate those incentive scenarios, incentive campaigns into your activities. So I'm going to present a few problems and misconceptions that most of the partners have, and I have prepared the 3 partner incentive value scenarios, but I'm going to cover one because we don't have much time, and I'm going to calculate live the incentives and what you would get when executing certain campaigns. Some common problems and misconceptions are, I will focus on the growing partners in the session. So most of the growing partners and decided partners are saying that Microsoft licenses have small margin. That is partially true because yes, if you sell Microsoft licenses as standalone, not including in your, for example, solution, your own build solution, or innovating yourself in Microsoft, yes, you'll get a small margin because Microsoft focuses its commerce not as a box moving, but as a solution making. So, but for those partners that are not innovating, are not developers, there is a way to earn more money with silver membership. By choosing silver membership, you get to access to the certain incentive programs, and you get all the incentives by a regular basis. So by that you can acquire more profit from that. But most of the partners are not really sure in this region how to incorporate the correct campaigns, so they see a small amount of that. So I'm in the next calculation, I'm going to show you how you see yourself in the in incentive area, and show you what to do to earn more. So what you need to do before starting the calculation, you need to know what is your environment, what you're selling. This is the standard partner, as I said, but I'm going to cover more primitive, a growing partner. Let's just say this is one of the examples. So in this example, we have only one product. We're selling only modern workplace. We're only selling Microsoft 365 business licenses. Of course, we are selling business premium for a variation, a few licenses, as you can see. And also we need to know about the customer acquisition campaign, how much cloud clients did we got at the start of the start of the campaign and until today. So in this case, we have 3 clients at the start of the campaign. We have 10 now. Let's just say it's February now. And we see that we know that we have more potential customers coming. We have 6 coming, so we know we'll have around 16 by the end of this half year. And also we need to, of course, address to the potential clients for the upselling. The upselling will address the customer ad accelerator. So I have got our analysis of my clients, and I see the first 3 are my potential upsell clients. So first one is just because it's a little bit below the threshold, so we'll upsell them for example one business license, and we have 2 additional 2 and 3 companies that are potential because they are growing. So we are going to benefit from that. So this is probably it from the presentation. I'm going to jump into the profitability estimator. This tool is publicly accessible, but it's hard to find. So, but I found it, I played with it, and I found this, the value from that. So I'm going to share that value with you. So in this calculator, it's just a simple Excel file, Excel calculation that you can compare your, for example, margin, what you profit from margin, what you profit from incentives, and you get values here below. It is valued by monthly, so the incentive rates are provided for you. Here you can see global incentives are here provided. The accelerators also provided with their incentive rates. Global ad accelerators are also provided. We'll fill in that. And the local accelerator, I have personally inserted this one, and I will show you how to calculate it because it's a one-time payment. And the retained margin is filled in yourself because it is your own business and you calculate it yourself. So I filled the numbers from my overall from my sheet that I shown you before. As you can see, I've put in the margin. It's just a simple that what I get from my, for example, what you get from Also and what you see on the internet, the difference between those, and inserted the same business Modern Workplace, what I sell, Modern Workplace, separately business premium, and for now I don't have any accelerators going on. And also manually by myself, I just inserted these cells myself to see how much do I earn, how much profit do I get over a year. So let's start by adding my plan. So let's say that I, for example, I am prepared to upsell to those 3 top partners, and I upsell. One moment, I can see the area. There it is. Let's just say I upsell all 3 partners, and just say we just upsell to the threshold. Nothing big. So just above the threshold, and we got 3 partners that are generating 10% of revenue every month. So every month we get 75. And now also this means that we add, let's just say, $50 of each partner to our revenue. And now, as you can see, we almost, we actually, compared to margin, we doubled our earnings. We kind of tripled it. So it's quite good, right? But also, I forgot to mention to show you the thing about the partnership cost. As you can see, you got to bear in mind that silver partnership costs, and it costs $1,600, and to compare to the total earnings over the year, you see we don't have profit, we got a loss, and this is bad. So as I've mentioned, I put in the numbers, and we can see now we got the profit by just upselling 3 partners to above the 250. Now we got the profit. And also we got as I mentioned, we finished the year with 6 new partners, total 16 partners over the year, and we got ourselves $1,200. But let's say this year because of the COVID isn't that good, so let's just divide it by 2. And we still see that we got the earnings, and we can say that we more than tripled our earnings regarding the margin. You can see here, this is what we get from margin just by selling the licenses, and this is what we get by upselling and expanding ourselves to getting more aggressive with our Modern Workplace sales. So this is it. Of course, I've got more examples how to broaden up your, for example, strategy of Microsoft Commerce, but we don't have enough time. But please bear with me. I have one last slide to a few recommendations for you from what I've gathered the information. This is the recommendations to do more money, to get big money. You have to focus on adding new cloud customers. This way you'll get around plus 8.3% a year. Or by evaluating your existing partners and upselling them, you get around 10%. Also, the biggest money is in the business applications. My colleague Kamen will cover this this product after our presentation. So please come watch the Power Apps, the business applications. It's very profitable, and please invest yourself into it. Get the competencies, get knowledge, get skilling. By just pushing business applications, you'll get around 50% more profit annually. And the biggest one, as I've compared to other campaigns and margins, is the Power BI Premium. You'll get around 20% a year profit from just selling at least one business Power BI Premium license a year. So this is it. If you would like to know more, if you would like for me and Jonas to evaluate your business, your activities with Microsoft, and to help you to upsell or to cross-sell or to optimize your incentive activities, please contact us. We're really willing to help you, and we hope that this would benefit you and to even motivate you to to be more active, be more aggressive, and to go for it. So this is it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you again soon.